Good afternoon, everyone. So this is our final project, which is our SarCov-Bot or the COVID-19 chatbot. And here are the team members. So the very problem that we're trying to address here is actually the endless confusion that people have, especially with the increasing number of cases in Taiwan and also the always updating rules and regulations made by the government. So these are the few questions that we usually meet or when addressing the COVID today. So our solution to this is actually the all-knowing chatbot or the SarCov-Bot. And the things that we're trying to do here is actually answer as much as possible all questions related to COVID. And this may include the quarantine regulations or vaccinations, the COVID data, or maybe some general knowledge such as the basic information of COVID, the symptoms of COVID, and how COVID is transmitted, and many other more. So what we do is actually we made a conversational enabled rule-based chatbot. So there are two types of chatbot. First is the rule-based and the conversational AI. So rule-based is more like a tree-like flow inside of AI, and the structures and answers are actually predefined. So we're in control of the conversation. However, the disadvantage to this is it is too mechanical, and we will know that we're talking to a robot, and it has very poor decision making. However, conversational AI right here, it's powered by natural language processing, so it can actually understand the intent behind our question despite our typos and grammatical mistakes. However, a disadvantage to this is the longer implementation time. So what we're trying to do with our chatbot is actually make a hybrid between the two, between the rule-based and conversational AI. So we're trying to understand what the user is trying to say with some rule-based structure. So the very foundation of our final project is the website right here. And this is how it works. First, we have the user putting its message, and we have the interpreter trying to understand the intent, and then to the tracker, to the policy, to the action or the response, and finally the printed message. So basically, what the interpreter do is it extracts the intents and understand what the user is trying to say. And then we have the tracker, which will know the current level of our conversation. And then we have the policy, which will choose the action to execute at each level of conversation. And lastly, we will have the action. And this will consult the state of our conversation. So the very important in our chatbot is actually the natural language understanding. So as we say before, we'll try to understand what the user is trying to say. And how we do this, actually, we train them with message examples. And these message examples are grouped according to the goal or the intent. And an example will be like this, like for greetings, maybe we will put the data such as hello, hi there, yo, what's up, or how are you? And same goes with the affirm intents, which will be something like yes, of course, or maybe something related to COVID. The example message would be like, what is COVID? Is COVID dangerous or is it needed? So in our chatbot, how we enable the flow of conversation is we first understand the intent that user is trying to say, and according to the intent, we give actions. And this action could be divided into two. First, the responses, which will be a normal action that will respond to text or image. Next is with a Python file that will let us customize the things that we're trying to do. Okay, so this is our first demo. Before that, we do some data preprocessing where we put all the numbers and data in a JSON file. And first, we will ask like how many cases are there in Sinchu, and it gives us the correct number. However, if we ask a country that is not Taiwan, it will give us an answer that our data is only based in Taiwan. The second will be more about quarantine rules. If we are close contact, what should we do? And first, the chatbot will still ask us some questions for confirmation before it gives us the final answer. Same goes with this. And then this will be more about general questions about what are the symptoms and how it's transmitted. Lastly, we try to play around with the accent, our accent, and maybe some slangs, and it still understand what we intend to say and give us the correct answers. So this is our final presentation. Thank you guys for listening.